Some adverse conditions. With this Week 2 matchup.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Coming up, it's a rematch from last year's AFC wildcard round between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback, and as we saw in Week 1, the new rule, this one coming out to the 25-yard line. They come up in an offset eye. Now a former Tar Heel, Giovanni Bernard. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And in the backfield out of the starting group, you have to look out for Giovanni Bernard.
And you have to make sure you're ready to hit the spin button with this guy. Awfully exciting in the open field.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Again, here's Bernard. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. And Tate's got it. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. So here we go, first and 10 now. So opening drive, third down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, and the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And Green with a catch left side. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
He completes it to Boyd. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Dalton sets up play action. And this is caught on the sideline. But no, they'll say out of bounds. He caught it but was not in bounds. Incomplete. A third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Second down, and the offense needing 5 yards. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. He sets to fire deep, and he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Pass interference. Defense.
Pass interference call. Charles, you were a defender. You know how hard it is to defend the pass without committing this penalty.
And if they would let them play with a little bit more contact and give the defender a better chance, we wouldn't have nearly as many flags.
On the move to his left. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
And second and 12.
Let's just go ahead and go back through that play with his eyes. Because he's got to read his keys. Run or pass right off the top. He's probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, if he fires out for a running play. The next thing.
Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. On third and goal, Roethlisberger. This will be caught at about the 5. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And he'll try and throw here on the fake. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Well, that worked out perfectly. The holder took the ball and found his man wide open for a pass and a score on a fake field goal. I love that play.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead, and oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
It's so risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And ready now for 2nd and 9.
And that's the type of play that now after gaining only 1 on that play.
And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. Now this is fielded in the end zone. Oh, little 3-6. And oh, that is going to be a safety. So,
Don't even say it, partner. Don't even say it.
The name Wrong Way Marshall comes to mind.
You said it. You said it.
This might be worse than that, though. It is. This is worse than that. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Roughing the passer, defense.
So the roughing the passer penalty, 15 yards, and Charles, the defender, needs to know to stop there.
We've been talking about it for years. You essentially get 1 step after the quarterback throws his pass. Anything close to that or beyond that, you're going to get flagged.
Dalton gives to Bernard. And oh, a little spin cycle. Room to run now. 20. Giovanni Bernard. Nothing but green grass. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Giovanni Bernard, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals have taken the lead. And he's got it to make it now 9-6. Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. 1 play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Now a play fake here on 1st down. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Michael Johnson in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. And that'll bring up a 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this throw will be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
See if they stay on the ground for second down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
They look to throw on 3rd with Dalton. And able to find Green. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a first down.
There's nothing like getting out of the gate and finding your favorite target. Andy Dalton just did that with A.J. Green.
And some people call that a nice fantasy football connection as well.
Yeah, they're piling up the points that way, and they want to see that continue.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Throwing, Dalton. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. 3rd down here. And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or 2. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future All-Pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this team.
Really, it's a solid draft class from a year ago. They were able to address some key weak spots on their team and fill in some holes.
And they were able to identify the players they wanted early in the process. Got a little bit of luck as some guys may have fallen to them. But for the most part, knew their philosophy and stuck to it.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And they double their lead, pushing it up now to 12-6. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they...
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? He drops it off for Bernard. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. It's second down. Dalton looking to the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. third down from the gun. Dalton is going to find his running back. It's complete. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. He's got time in the pocket. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And Nugent puts it through, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Back out Nugent now after the field goal as he'll send it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 7th. Okay, so Larry apparently giving us the silent treatment all of a sudden, and we're going to skip ahead to quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. This Bengal defense now making their way back out onto the field. They look good in the first half. They'll be looking to carry that momentum over into half number 2.
Finish a game the way you started it. That's typically the message at halftime when things are going well. You've done everything you're expected to do. How about a little bit more of that in the second half? But be aware they may throw something different at you to begin things.
Yeah, 50% of the equation still left to go. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
On second down, it's Bell. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Here we go on 4th down with Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. I think their fans are saying, hey, where's that Roethlisberger to Brown connection been in this one?
First time they get together is in the second half. I don't think any of us would have predicted that going in because we know how valuable that is to their offense. And that could be a big reason why they're not winning right now.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun for Le'Veon Bell in this ball game, trying to find room to run the ball. I'm sure they're going to have to change some things up because he's so versatile. They've got to get the ball in his hands somehow and create some space because they're losing this game.
Well, and defensively, you got to key in on Bell, make him the focal point to stop him, and they've been able to do that.
And he has gotten better every year he's been in the league, always adding something to his game, one of the premier runners in the NFL.
And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Now Roethlisberger. And Green with a catch left side. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. The play clock's running down. Now it's Roethlisberger. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to... Go for it. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. A first down from 2nd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback. cornerback a really nice target.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense. Still first down.
So 5 yards remain now. Still first down. They come up in an offset eye. They'll run again with Bernard. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there. And the Bengals are going to have a first down.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
Now Dalton. And his throw is incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
We set the roof on fire. 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 We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire. We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire. If I'm not mistaken, hottest on the planet, get the place lit up. Fly, got expensive taste, sight and touch. We ain't on the same team, cheer up. Bunch of that make sit up. I ain't come to blend in, boy, I stand out. Money talks, you just popping off at the mouth. If I'm the topic, then the conversation hit it. Right shrimp, getting booked up in every city.
Welcome to franchise mode. The best way to play through a season with your favorite team.
Did a splash out with cash, had the spaz on the waiter. She messed up my order 3 times in a row. I'm good on gas, I just filled up my tank. Now let's fill up her head and let's
Select the team you want to join. Don't worry, you'll be able to choose the role you plan in just a second.
We set the roof on fire. 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 We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire. We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire. So bad, swimming in my bed. Off with that, off with that. Young Slim, get it in my infrared. Come and hit the rain, I just lit the gas. Young wild winning, living fast. Stashing money in a brown paper bag. We set the roof on fire, then we flood it out. We just threw the money up, we ain't even count. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it.
Start your season with recommended settings. If you wish to change roles or adjust options, use the tiles on the right.
Like I hit the lottery. Splash her with cash, had the spaz on the waitress. She messed up my order 3 times in a row. I'm good on gas, I just filled up my tank. Now let's fill up her head and let's see if she goes. We set the roof on fire. 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 We set the roof on fire.
Your season starts now.
The planes, I wanna scream my name on top of the Eiffel Tower. On the Eiffel Tower. I wanna hit that blackjack. I wanna take that money and run right here, right now. Right here, right now. But I won't take that train.
The Texans are now on the clock.
If you're not on that plane, we ain't taking off tonight. All the money in the world, baby, don't mean a thing to me, 'cause you're all that I want. And even if we're broke, baby, don't mean a thing.
The Texans are now on the clock.
Right here, right now. Right here, right now. I wanna steal the show in Tokyo. I wanna karaoke, bump it a little bit louder. A little bit louder. Joe in a white limousine rolling right here, right now. Right here, right now. But I won't take
The Texans are now on the clock.
that flight if you're not on that plane. We ain't taking off tonight. All the money in the world, baby, don't mean a thing to me, 'cause you're all that I want. And even if we're broke, baby, don't mean a thing to me, 'cause you're all that I want. Right here, right now. I need you right here, right now. Oh, I need you right here, right now. Yeah, I need you right here, right now. Oh, I wanna scream your name, wanna make you smile. Let's be runaways, leave it all behind. Will you take that train? Will you catch that flight? If you're on that plane, we'll be taking off tonight.
The Texans are now on the clock.
Don't mean a thing to me, 'cause you're all that I want. And even if we're broke, baby, don't mean a thing to me, 'cause you're all that I want. Right here, right now. I need you right here.
The Texans are now on the clock.
I need you right here, right now. Yeah, I need you right here, right
Just a bunch of poor boys, daddy's
The Texans are now on the clock.
trying to turn a shift job into a dollar bill. We wear the muddy boots, stay true to how we're raised. Ain't nothing about us fake. You know we're straight out of that dirty south, dirty roads. Nobody got no money, got them signed up. Pickup trucks whistling at them from the country. Yes, sir. You know we're straight out of that long week working now. Everybody wanna party.
The Texans are now on the clock.
Fire on the back 40 in the middle of nowhere. Nobody going home tonight till we're straight out of moonlight. Straight out of moonlight. Yeah. Just a bunch of John Deere junkies getting funky to some old hang. Nothing been stuck in the mud that we can't.
The Texans are now on the clock.
In the sun or in the rain, it's the kind of thing. You know we're straight out of that dirty south, dirty roads. Nobody got no money, got them signed up. Pickup trucks whistling at them from the country. Yes, sir. You know we're straight out of that long week working now. Everybody wanna party all night long.
The Texans are now on the clock.
In the middle of nowhere, nobody going home tonight till we're straight out of moonlight, straight out of moonlight. Woo!
The Texans are now on the clock.
You know we're straight out of that dirty south, dirty road.
Texans are now on the clock.
In the middle of nowhere, nobody going home tonight. Till we're straight out of moonlight, straight out of moonlight.
The Texans are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock.
Used to draw, hard to admit that I used to draw. Portraiture in a human form, doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing, moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and amused from beyond. Even if it went beautifully wrong, it was tangible truth for a youth to refuse to belong. No name nuisance, who's in a bedroom, who's in a brand new cuneiform. Barely commune with the horde, got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone amp to the yap of a magpie, unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, little bit of backlight, black ink after a Bristol to baptize. You can imagine a rush that ensue when you get 3 dimensions stuffed in a 2. Then it's off to a school where it's all you get to, being trained and observed by a capable few. Back in New York,
Kick off your week by installing your game plan.
plus rhyming and stealing and being a cloud.
An offensive and defensive game. Each week you can focus. Once you have made your game plan and focus.
I let my fears materialize. I let my skills deteriorate. Horn about a thought of what I should have been. Continuing a mission that was rooted in a 20-year affinity and rickety condition with an ID crisis. Snap on the front lawn, look up in the sky. It's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings. Just to count your rings. Just to count your rings.
All right, get moving, man. I don't want to see anyone walking around. Winners do not walk. Let's see some hustle out there today. We got a big game this week.
Test, move 45! Move 45!
Kick your season off by starting your first game. Kick your season off by starting your first game. Welcome to franchise mode. Select the team you want to join. Don't worry, you'll be able to choose the role you plan in just a second.
I don't even worry about tomorrow. It might be some money. It might be all okay. I don't know where I'ma be tomorrow. Might be counting dough. I'll bet with your. Okay, your nose keep running and the money keep coming. Hey, I'ma keep ballin'. Hey, rock a park spallin'. Hey, carefree. I've been living carefree. So much in the air, we can barely even breathe. Hey, I rarely worry about things I don't know. You say I'm living wrong, you ain't wrong, man, alone. Hey, so think about it, it ain't nothing I don't know. All the money that I saw, I don't think I'm ever wrong.
Start your season with recommended settings. If you wish to change roles or adjust options, use the tiles on the right.
Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been now they with this. Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been now they with this. Yeah, I've been killing that. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that, flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist, flicking that wrist. Let me tell you about the young man. Matter of fact, I'ma let Push tell that. Take it about the old man. Had to change her heart and then fell back. Old man lived a long life. Walked around with a long boy like Jesus, that Colombiana. That's mere models like. Look at the flick of that wrist. I'm feeling like Leonardo. Let me paint the picture. I might need a bottle. On the road to success, I can fit a throttle. That Michelangelo, hundreds in the envelope. Type when I write. And that old man had to change her heart. Wish he knew it back from the start. Like, looked around, seen his wife on the military all over the whole compound. Soon as he seen it, I swear it, I mean it. My man was gone quicker than dominoes. He in jail. Everyone falling like dominoes. Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been now they with this. Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been now they with this. Yeah, I've been killing that. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that, flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist, flicking that wrist.
Logic, clockwise, counterclockwise, realest in the top 5. Other 4 ain't rapping. I'm just rapping for the side. Yeah, that's coastlines, Panama for the boat rides. Worth billions, and we ain't even need showtime. Just money counters and kitchenware, condo with a in there. We got rich in there. Been a trophy since Hawaiian Sophie. Curry over Kobe, we shooting. Splash Brothers with the add in soda. Good fellas to my Aureliotas. Shades of blue, I met you. Let the sky fall, let it rain on you.
Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been now they with this. Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been now they with this. Yeah, I've been killing that. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that, flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist, flicking that
Your season starts now. Start the regular season by selecting your season goal. Meeting your season goal gives high rewards, but does come with risk. Kick off your week by installing your game plan. Kick your season off by starting your first game. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. The next chapter of this young man's life starts with this game.
Now they'll run it on the toss. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And as a first-rounder, a lot of eyes on him, a lot of expectations.
And he has to play well in his rookie year. Those days of coddling guys and bringing them along slowly, those days are long gone. When you're drafted in the first round, they expect you to play right away. And the community's eyes and fan base, they'll be on you the entire way.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup.
Now after the running play, we've got a man down. We'll be back. So it'll be first down here after the run. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people. Back-to-back runs that were stacked up. Offensively, now you've got to think to yourself, do we change blocking assignments? Do we change formations? Do we change looks in order to try and get the running game going?
Offense working with a 3rd and 13 still left.
All right, here we go. Green, 30.
Throwing, Osweiler. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Muscles him off. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. It was Willie Young that wound up getting him down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he bowls over it. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. And now out comes Houston. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. And he fends him off. And that's complete to Luke Wilson. And he's brought down. And you get the sense, as I'm sure they got the sense, they might have picked up a good one here, maybe a little diamond in the rough via trade.
Maybe just need a change in scenery, a new city, maybe different motivation, but they believe they've got a good one.
Here we go now.
They go play action here on first down. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins.
Offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, I'm going to have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he diagnosed that play so fast and got into the backfield for a loss of yardage. That's a monster play by a corner.
Osweiler. And finding Fedorowicz. A big gain of 31 on third down.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Here we go now.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Ten yards still left on second down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Play action. It's Osweiler. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now Osweiler. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Second down now after the incompletion. They'll give it to him right up the gut. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal. From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's third and goal. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. A reminder coming up at this and every halftime this season, we'll be checking in with Larry Ridley in Orlando. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Second down following the run. Now Osweiler. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. Final play of the half. It's Osweiler. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've reached halftime here. Never mind. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
As I watch that play unfold, stereotypes were being broken left and right. As a corner, you're often back there guarding against the pass. But how about that diagnosis and read and getting into the backfield and making a nice play and a tackle?
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It'll be a gain of 11, and that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. A handoff as they run the counter play. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And
he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller is first. After the interception, here's Osweiler. Caught here by Griffin. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
They go play action with Osweiler. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jarrell Freeman in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
From midfield now, here's Osweiler. He's got time. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They convert on third with a gain of 22. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the fourth. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Down right around the 25. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. They come out here in the eye. Now they try the right side here. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line. Ball on the 3. 3rd down and goal. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
This drive started with 1st and goal. Now that it's 4th and goal, anything less...
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now a handoff looking right. They find some open field here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with a lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on 1st down. They did that plus 3.
Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And to give this time to the tailback. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Osweiler's going to throw it. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 44 yards. And the Texans will extend their lead.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will.
Let's go!
They'll let the power game take over with Cronch. And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And partner, this first week, this first game...
Once you're ready, Go ahead and select Advanced Week to get to your next game. Kick off your week by installing your game plan.
All right, gentlemen, we've made way too many mistakes this week, okay? Football's a simple game, but you keep making these silly mistakes, we're not gonna win.
Hurry up, here we go! Blue Liners! Blue Leopards! Leopards! Let's go! Hurry up, here we go! Here we go now. Green 39. Here we go now. Now let's go. All right, here we go. Here we go now. Green 39. Hurry up, here we go. Set. Now let's go.
Well, fellas, there's not a whole lot I can say about that performance today. We have high aspirations as a team. If we want to get there, we gotta...
Ladies and gentlemen, we got the Knox in the house, right? And I go by the name of Wyclef.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley.
Watch right there, watch right there. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
They go play action here on first down. Can't find anyone, and down he goes. Osweiler sacked. The five-time Pro Bowler, Tom Bahali, in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016. Now Osweiler on second down. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for third down. Still in search of the first down after that last completion. Osweiler now to throw on third down. Deep drop. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or two. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future all-pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this team.
And you take a look at his draft class from a season ago. Really, it grades out as a pretty darn good class.
So you have to give a lot of credit to the entire scouting organization. General manager, personnel department, college scouts, all came together. They evaluated it very well and got a nice payoff.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. And they'll go on the ground. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Love the run right there. And when you analyzed him coming out of college, when you tried to put a grade on him, you saw the flashes while he was in school, but you didn't see the full production. You didn't see the finished product. He's a little bit raw, but you can see why people liked it. Those types of runs make you think there's plenty more there, and we'll see if that continues for him.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The All-Pro Justin Houston in on the tackle.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And now out comes Houston. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Second down, Osweiler. He's got Fuller. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Now Osweiler on first down. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. Throwing, Osweiler. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. And now out comes Houston. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to
try to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Johnson. And they will set up shop without... comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. The Pro Bowler is a rookie, Marcus Peters, there on the stop.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for a first.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground. But every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
He won't go down. And all the way down to the 12. A big-time pickup there on 3rd and 4. 44 yards on the ground. And now a first down following that long gain. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And that play was vintage Derek Johnson. Made a play in the backfield. In college, he did as an outside linebacker. Used speed to get to the backfield. Now, a bulked-up inside linebacker with multiple Pro Bowls on his resume.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Texans get a bit closer. And that moment we just... And here comes the Texans now. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best running backs who are having big days.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. So both teams trade touchdown. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Osweiler on 4th down. And that is incomplete. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. So they really needed points here in a 2-score. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Well, it was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now they'll run it on the toss. Stiff-armed him. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And some room to roam now. A very solid gain of 27.
When you see a big-time run to the outside, it always comes back to setting the edge, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and they were perfect in setting the edge there.
And the funny part is, both sides of the ball talk about it. The offense has to set the edge so you can get outside. The defense wants to set the edge to control things so they can kick the run back inside.
Offense wins there.
Offense won big.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to... And here we go on 1st and goal. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And now it's second and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5.
Fellas, we've got to have a great practice today. There's no other option. We've got 17 weeks. We strap it up.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Hey, you know what, man? That was pretty dang good. And you know what's really scary? It gets me even
She wants to overthrow our love. Maybe too much ain't enough, and we won't make it out alive. She's got a rebel heart. She's had it from the start. Out there on the run again. She's got a rebel heart. One day she's gonna fall. She's got a rebel heart. She's up against them
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
So the offense needing 4 yards. It's 3rd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be...
Now they'll run it on the toss. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. The Super Bowl hero, Malcolm Butler, makes a stop. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary, a nickel look. Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. And it's caught by Shorts. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
They were full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key 1st down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Osweiler, and that is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they'll be looking to now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Now Osweiler back into his end zone. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. That one good. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll maybe... Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to half. And now out comes Houston. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right. Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him. There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner, and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. And they're going to speed things up here. From midfield now, here's Osweiler. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Holding offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. And now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And the way that he ran last week has not been duplicated here. What gives, Charles?
I don't know. Maybe it was the big meal he took him for after the game last week. I don't know. Being a little bit facetious here, but I do know that after last week's game, the coaching staff awarded game balls to every starting offensive lineman. They're not playing to the same level this week. I don't know if they're seeing different things on defense that have really fouled things up in their blocking scheme, or if they're just not as sharp. Because right now, he's not finding the creases, can't find the gaps to get through and get upfield. An extra corner on the field for New England here on 3rd down.
Yeah, another DB. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th. On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And they'll get him down up past the 15. It'll go as a gain of 12. And it's good enough for a Houston first down.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever's in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wondered maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
3rd down and 5. Now they'll run it on the toss. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says, try something different, try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
2 Patriots there to bring him down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. But I still remember my old coaches saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you. So make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident.
And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses. And now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys.
I wanna sit on private planes. I wanna scream my name on top of the Eiffel Tower. On the Eiffel Tower. I wanna hit that blackjack. I wanna take that money and run right here, right now. Right here, right now. But I won't take that train. I won't catch that flight. If you're not on that plane, we ain't taking off tonight. Show in Tokyo, I wanna karaoke, bump it a little bit louder, a little bit louder. Hey, I wanna sing along with Elton John in a white limousine rolling right here, right now, right here, right now. But I won't take that train, I won't catch that flight. If you're not on that plane, we ain't taking off tonight.
Talking about Victory Monday. Only one way to get that. Let's see some hustle out there. We got a big game on Sunday.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39! All right, here we go.
man, listen, great job today. It was a step in the right direction for you and this team. And as long as...
She thought that I would lose my mind. Oh no! I bet she thought that I'd give up tonight. Oh no! Bleeding knees, but honey, I can still cry. Oh yeah! I'm going crazy to get out of this. Oh yeah! I'll take a bow and I'll show you how to survive. I bet you inside you were the love of my life. Whoa, no. I bet you thought that I would lay down and die. Whoa, no. Now can I get away from the pain when I, baby? Now can I get away, get away? Why? Now can I get away from the pain when I, baby? Now can I get away, get away? I'll take a bow and I'll show you how to survive. I bet you thought you were the love of my life. Whoa, no. I bet you thought that I would lay down and die.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley.
Double tight, guys, double tight. All right, here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Offense staying ahead of the chains here. 2nd and 3. Now they'll run it on the toss. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a full 3. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. And a long way to go for the offense here on second down. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. On second down, here's Osweiler. Incomplete. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
3rd and long. It's Osweiler. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you've got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Well, that was better than the first go-around when he lost yardage, but still nothing there, and that sets up a 3rd and long. Tough spot here.
Put it mildly. Sometimes I wonder if some of that old-school football should come back into play. You know what I would think here? Quick kick. Try and change field position, help out your team.
Now Osweiler. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Brian Orakpo in there to get him. And now out comes Houston. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. Wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on 3rd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. He loses 5 full yards to bring up. And now out comes Houston. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Now they'll run it on the toss. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And it was a stiff arm there that freed him.